Take one slow breath. Right now, the world is moving fast. But here, everything slows down. This is your quiet space, a place for slow English and clear thinking. No noise, no pressure, no distraction. Just simple language, deep ideas, and steady growth. Stay with me. Let us begin. In the quiet moments of the day, we often find ourselves lost in thought. It can be a busy morning with the sound of traffic outside, or a calm evening with soft light filling the room. There is something about these moments that can feel both peaceful and daunting. Sometimes we sit with our thoughts, and they seem to swirl around us like leaves in the wind. We want to feel calm and at peace, but the noise of the world can make that difficult. It is easy to think that peace is something we can grab hold of, like a physical object. Yet it often feels just out of reach. When we try to find inner peace, we might face discomfort. The mind is not always quiet. It can bring up worries about the future or regrets from the past. These thoughts can make us hesitate. We might think, why can't I just feel calm? This is a common feeling. It is part of being human. Inner peace does not come easily. It is a slow process that takes time and patience. It can feel frustrating when we try to control our thoughts and they don't listen. In those moments, it is important to recognize that self-doubt is also a part of the journey. We might question whether we are doing it right. We might wonder if we will ever find that peace we seek. These questions are normal. They are not signs of failure. Finding calm is often about starting again. We may try to meditate, only to find our minds wandering. We might sit and breathe, but soon we are thinking about our to-do list. It can feel like a small failure. But every time we return to our breath, we are choosing to start anew. This act of returning, again and again, is where the real practice lies. It is not about perfection. It is about showing up for ourselves, even when it feels hard. Each breath can be a reminder that we are here in this moment, even when the mind is busy. Sometimes, we might find peace in unexpected places. It could be in the rhythm of our own breathing, or in the warmth of the sun on our skin. It is often in the small, quiet moments that we can feel a sense of calm. Yet we must not forget that inner peace is not a constant state. It can come and go. Understanding this can help us let go of the pressure to feel peaceful all the time. Life is full of ups and downs. Embracing this can be part of finding our own balance. As we continue on this path, we learn to be kind to ourselves. We learn that it is okay to feel discomfort. We learn that it is okay to take our time. Inner peace is not about rushing to the finish line. It is about the journey itself, with all its imperfections. There are days when the noise feels louder. The world outside seems to press in on us, and it is easy to feel overwhelmed. We might sit in a cafe, sipping our coffee, and notice the conversations around us. Each voice adds to the clamor in our minds. We want to find that stillness, but it feels like trying to catch smoke with our hands. In these moments, we might realize that inner peace is not about escaping the noise. It is about finding a way to be present with it. Our thoughts can feel chaotic, and we may wonder if we are doing this all wrong. It is okay to feel that way. Accepting our feelings can be the first step toward finding calm. When we try to quiet our minds, we might find that some thoughts are louder than others. A worry about work or a concern for a loved one can take center stage. It is natural to want to push these thoughts away, to ignore them, but avoiding them often leads to more discomfort. The truth is, acknowledging these feelings can be an act of courage. There is a certain vulnerability in sitting with our thoughts. We might hesitate, feeling the urge to escape into distractions. Scrolling through our phones or turning on the television can feel easier. Yet these distractions often do not bring lasting peace. They can leave us feeling empty, as if we have run away from ourselves. It is in those quiet moments, when we choose to be still, that we may find small shifts. Perhaps we notice our breath. It rises and falls, steady and true. We might also notice how our body feels in the chair. Each sensation is a reminder that we are here. Even when our minds wander, returning to our breath can ground us. But this practice is not always easy. Some days, we may find it hard to focus. We sit down to meditate, and all we feel is frustration. It can seem as if we are failing, but failure is part of the process. Each time we try, we are learning about ourselves. Each attempt is a step toward understanding what inner peace means for us. Sometimes, we may find that peace arrives in unexpected ways. A moment of laughter with a friend, the warmth of a smile from a stranger, or the beauty of nature can all bring a sense of calm. These experiences remind us that peace is not just a quiet mind. It can also be found in connection and in the world around us. And yet, even in these moments, we may still feel a hint of doubt. We might wonder if it will last, or if we will return to that noisy place in our minds. This uncertainty is part of being human. It is a reminder that life is full of changes. Embracing this can help us accept that peace is not always a steady state. As we navigate this journey, we learn to be gentle with ourselves. We accept that discomfort will come and go. We understand that it is okay to take our time. Finding inner peace is not about a quick fix. It is about allowing ourselves to experience life fully, with all its ups and downs. In the middle of a busy day, we might find ourselves sitting quietly in a park. The sun shines down, and we hear children playing in the distance. For a moment, it feels peaceful, but then our thoughts begin to creep back in. They remind us of deadlines, responsibilities, and worries. It is hard to hold on to that peace. This is a familiar struggle. We often think that finding calm means removing all distractions. But life is not so simple. The world is full of noise, and our thoughts can be loud. Accepting this can feel uncomfortable. We want to ignore the chaos, but it is part of our daily life. When we sit in silence, we may start to feel restless. Our bodies want to move, our minds want to race. It can feel like a battle between wanting to be still and the urge to escape. In these moments, it is important to remember that it's okay to feel this way. It does not mean we are failing. It simply means we are human. We might take a deep breath, trying to settle ourselves. But as we do, we notice a thought about an unfinished project or a conversation we had earlier. It can feel frustrating. We might think, why can't I just be calm? But this is part of the process. Recognizing these thoughts is the first step toward understanding them. Sometimes, we might find ourselves feeling overwhelmed. It can feel like we are carrying a heavy weight. In those moments, the idea of inner peace can feel far away. Yet it is in this discomfort that we learn about ourselves. We learn what triggers our anxiety and how we react to it. There can be a sense of vulnerability in facing these feelings. We may want to run from them, to distract ourselves with our phones or the television. But these distractions often only mask the discomfort. They do not bring true peace. Instead, they may leave us feeling more lost. When we choose to sit with our feelings, we create space for understanding. We can ask ourselves, what is really bothering me? This simple question can feel heavy. It may lead us to uncomfortable truths about our lives. But facing these truths is part of growth. As we sit in that park, we might notice the beauty around us. The trees, the sky, and the laughter of children can remind us of the small joys in life. It can be a moment of connection to the world. Peace can sometimes be found in appreciating what is right in front of us. Yet, even in those moments of beauty, self-doubt can creep back in. We might wonder if this calm will last, or if it is just a fleeting moment. This uncertainty is part of being human. It teaches us that peace is not a constant state. It comes and goes, like the seasons. Each time we return to our breath, we are practicing acceptance. We are learning to be okay with the discomfort and the noise. It is not about reaching a final destination. It is about learning to navigate the journey with all its twists and turns. Sometimes, we may find that our thoughts become quieter. In those moments, we can feel a sense of clarity. It is not that the worries are gone, but we learn to hold them differently. We learn that we can coexist with our thoughts without letting them control us. As we continue this practice, we may discover that inner peace can also be found in our relationships. A kind word from a friend or a shared laugh can create a moment of calm. These connections remind us that we are not alone. They can help us feel more grounded in the present. But just as quickly as peace can come, it can also slip away. This is a natural part of life. Accepting this ebb and flow can help us manage our expectations. It does not mean we have failed. It simply means we are living. In the end, finding inner peace is about finding a balance between acceptance and effort. There are days when we feel like we are making progress. We may wake up and notice a shift in our mindset. The morning light feels softer, and the air seems fresher. In these moments, we might think, "Today, I can find peace." But as the day unfolds, we may face challenges. A difficult conversation at work or unexpected news can shake that calm. We might feel the familiar weight of anxiety returning. It is important to recognize that this is not a failure. It is part of being alive. Sometimes, we may sit in silence, feeling the discomfort of our thoughts. They can feel heavy, like clouds blocking the sun. In those moments, we might think, "What if I never find peace?" This doubt can be loud, but it is also a reminder that we are human. Accepting our feelings is a step toward understanding. When we feel anxious, it is easy to want to push those feelings away. We may try to distract ourselves with tasks or entertainment. Yet these distractions often do not bring lasting calm. They can leave us feeling more restless. When we pause and sit with our emotions, we start to see them for what they are. We may realize that our worries are just thoughts. They do not define us. This understanding can bring a small sense of relief. It helps us remember that we can observe our thoughts without being controlled by them. In the quiet moments, we might discover something important. Peace can sometimes be found in the act of simply being. We do not have to solve everything at once. It is okay to take a step back and breathe. Each breath can be a reminder that we are here in this moment. Still, there will be days when the path feels steep. The weight of our responsibilities can feel overwhelming. We might think, "How can I ever feel at peace with so much going on?" But even in those heavy moments, we can find small pockets of calm. Perhaps it is the warmth of the sun on our face, or the sound of leaves rustling in the wind. These simple experiences can remind us that peace is not always loud or grand. It can be quiet and subtle, waiting for us to notice. It is natural to feel frustration when we try to find peace. We may wonder why it is so hard. But this difficulty can teach us about ourselves. We learn about our triggers, our patterns, and our responses. Each moment of struggle can be an opportunity for growth. In the journey toward inner peace, there will be setbacks. We may feel like we are moving backward instead of forward. It is easy to get discouraged. But returning to our breath, returning to the present moment, can help us find our way again. Sometimes, we may find comfort in routine. A morning walk or an evening cup of tea can create a sense of stability. These small rituals can anchor us, reminding us to slow down. They can be a gentle invitation to reconnect with ourselves. As we navigate this path, we might discover that inner peace is not about a destination. It is about the small moments of clarity we find along the way. It is about learning to ride the waves of life, even when they feel tumultuous. And through it all, we learn to be patient with ourselves. We recognize that discomfort is part of the process. Every time we sit with our feelings, every time we choose to breathe, we are moving closer to understanding what peace means for us. Finding inner peace is not a straight line. It is a winding path with ups and downs. Each step we take, even the small ones, is part of our journey. And in that journey, we may find the quiet strength to face whatever comes our way. Sometimes, in our search for inner peace, we may find ourselves overwhelmed by the weight of our thoughts. We can feel like we are standing in a storm, with ideas and worries swirling around us. It can be hard to remember that it is okay to feel this way. We are not alone in these feelings. Imagine sitting at your desk, trying to focus on a task. Your mind drifts to unfinished projects, personal concerns, and even small details from yesterday. Each thought can feel like a distraction. It is easy to think that finding peace means clearing all these thoughts away. But that is not how it works. In those moments of distraction, we might feel frustration creeping in. We may think, why can't I just concentrate? This frustration can build, making the task feel even heavier. It is a reminder that discipline is not always straightforward. It can be messy and uncomfortable. Accepting that our minds wander is part of the journey. When we notice our thoughts drifting, we have a choice. We can either fight against them or acknowledge their presence. Acknowledging does not mean we have to engage with every thought. It simply means we notice them without judgment. This can feel difficult. We might struggle with self-doubt. We may wonder if we are doing it wrong. But every time we catch ourselves drifting and gently guide our focus back, we are practicing discipline. Each return is a small victory, even if it feels insignificant. There are days when we may feel more peaceful than others. Perhaps we wake up feeling lighter and the world seems brighter. But then, as the day unfolds, challenges arise, and that sense of peace can slip away. It can feel frustrating, as if we are chasing something that keeps eluding us. In those moments, it is important to remember that peace is not a permanent state. It is a series of moments, some calm and others chaotic. This ebb and flow is part of life. Accepting this can help ease the pressure we place on ourselves. We do not have to feel peaceful all the time. Sometimes, we might find ourselves in a quiet space, like a park or a cozy room. We take a deep breath and feel the weight of our thoughts. It can be tempting to rush back into distractions, to scroll through our phones or turn on the television. But these actions often do not bring real peace. They can create more noise in our minds. Instead, sitting with our thoughts can feel uncomfortable. It might feel like we are facing a wall of emotions. Yet in this discomfort, there can be growth. We might begin to understand what triggers our anxiety or restlessness. Each time we choose to sit with those feelings, we are learning more about ourselves. The journey is not about reaching a destination. It is about the process of being present with our feelings, even when they are difficult. We may find that moments of clarity can arise when we least expect them. Perhaps while sipping a cup of tea or during a quiet walk, we catch a glimpse of peace. But even in those moments, doubt can creep back in. We might wonder if we are truly making progress. It is natural to question our path. This uncertainty does not mean we are failing. It simply means we are human, navigating the complexities of life. As we continue, we may discover that inner peace can also be found in small acts of kindness or connection. A smile from a stranger or a moment shared with a friend can create a ripple of calm. These connections remind us that we are part of something greater. They can anchor us when the world feels chaotic. Yet just as quickly as these moments can arrive, they can also fade. This is the nature of life. Accepting that peace can be fleeting can help us appreciate it more when it comes. It teaches us to find joy in the present rather than chasing after a constant state of calm. In our search for inner peace, we learn to appreciate the small moments. Each day brings new opportunities to find calm amidst the chaos. It might be in the sound of rain on the roof or the taste of a warm meal. These simple experiences can ground us, reminding us that peace is often found in the ordinary. Yet even when we find these moments, we can feel a sense of hesitation. We might think, is this enough? It is easy to overlook the small joys when we are focused on bigger goals. But finding peace does not always require grand gestures. Sometimes, it is about recognizing the beauty in the mundane. We might sit quietly, sipping tea, and notice how the steam rises. In that moment, we can feel connected to the present. But then, thoughts about the future can creep in. They remind us of tasks waiting to be done. This can pull us away from the calm. It is a reminder that our minds are often busy, even when we try to find stillness. Facing these distractions can feel uncomfortable. We may wonder if we are doing it wrong, but this is part of the process. It is okay to feel restless. It does not mean we are failing. Instead, it is an opportunity to practice acceptance. Each time we notice our thoughts and gently guide our focus back, we are building resilience. This practice of returning is not always easy. There can be days when it feels like an uphill battle. We might think, why is this so hard? It is a natural question. The truth is that finding inner peace is often a messy process. It is not linear. There will be ups and downs. Sometimes we might find ourselves in a space of self-reflection. We could sit in a quiet room, contemplating our feelings. It can be uncomfortable to face what is inside, but this discomfort can lead to understanding. We might begin to uncover what truly matters to us. In those moments, we may discover that our worries often stem from a desire for control. We want to know how everything will turn out, but life is unpredictable. Accepting this uncertainty can be a path toward peace. It allows us to let go of the need to have all the answers. We might find ourselves in a familiar routine, trying to carve out time for stillness. Yet even in that routine, distractions can arise. A notification on our phone or a thought about tomorrow can pull us away. It can feel frustrating, but this is part of the ebb and flow of life. When we notice these distractions, we have a choice. We can choose to engage with them or simply acknowledge their presence. Each time we return to our breath or to the moment, we are practicing a form of discipline. It is about being gentle with ourselves, recognizing that we are human. As we navigate this path, we might find that inner peace is not just about solitude. It can also come from connection. A conversation with a friend or a shared experience can create a moment of calm. These connections remind us that we are not alone in our struggles. Yet even these moments can feel fleeting. We may enjoy a laugh with a friend, but then return to our worries. This is natural. Life is a series of moments, some filled with joy and others with uncertainty. Accepting this can help us embrace the fullness of our experiences. Sometimes, we might find ourselves caught in a cycle of overthinking. We replay conversations in our minds or worry about what others think. This can pull us away from the present. It is easy to get lost in these thoughts, but recognizing this pattern is a step toward finding calm. When we sit quietly, we can begin to observe these thoughts without judgment. We may realize that they are just thoughts. They do not define us. This understanding can bring a sense of relief. It helps us remember that we can coexist with our thoughts without being overwhelmed by them. In the journey toward inner peace, there will be times of discomfort. We can feel heavy. Some days, it feels like we are carrying the weight of the world. We may think, how can I ever find peace with all this on my mind? This feeling is common. It reminds us that we are living in a complex world. In those moments, we might sit quietly and notice our breath. Each inhale and exhale can become a small anchor. But even then, our thoughts can feel loud. They can remind us of deadlines, responsibilities, and worries. It is a struggle to hold on to that sense of calm. This struggle is part of being human. It can feel uncomfortable to confront our thoughts. Yet acknowledging them can also be a form of acceptance. It is okay to feel overwhelmed. It does not mean we are failing. It simply means we are experiencing life as it is. Sometimes we may find peace in small actions. Taking a walk, listening to music, or even just enjoying a cup of coffee can create moments of stillness. These actions do not have to be grand. They can be simple, everyday choices that ground us in the present. However, even in these moments, self-doubt can creep in. We might wonder if we are doing enough. We may question whether these small actions can truly bring peace. It is easy to overlook the power of these simple moments, but they can add up over time. As we navigate our day, we might find ourselves pulled in many directions. Work, family, and personal obligations can create a sense of chaos. We may feel like we are juggling too much. In these times, it is important to remember that it is okay to slow down. Finding inner peace often requires us to pause. It can feel uncomfortable to take that time for ourselves. We might think, shouldn't I be doing more? But the truth is, taking a moment to breathe can be one of the most productive things we can do. In the middle of a busy day, we might take a moment to step outside. The fresh air can be a reminder of the present. It can help us reconnect with our surroundings. Yet even in this moment, our minds may still race. It is a reminder that peace is not always easy to find. Sometimes, we can feel a sense of clarity when we step away from our tasks. It is as if the noise quiets down for a brief moment. We might find ourselves appreciating the beauty around us. This can be a small victory, but it can also feel fleeting. When we return to our tasks, the chaos may return as well. This is a natural part of the process. Finding peace is not about eliminating distractions. It is about learning to exist with them. Each time we acknowledge our feelings and return to the present, we are practicing acceptance. In the quiet moments, we might discover what truly matters to us. It can be a sense of connection with others, or the simple joy of being alive. These realizations can bring a sense of calm, even if they are temporary. Yet, even when we find these insights, self-doubt can linger. We may wonder if we can maintain this sense of peace. This uncertainty can feel heavy. But it is also a reminder that life is about change. Embracing this can help us let go of the pressure to feel peaceful all the time. As we move forward, we learn to be gentle with ourselves. We recognize that it is okay to feel discomfort. It is okay to take our time. The journey toward inner peace is often slow, filled with ups and downs. Each step we take is part of the process, and in those moments of struggle, we may find strength. It is in facing our discomfort that we learn more about ourselves. We begin to understand what triggers our anxiety and how we can respond. Each experience teaches us something valuable about our own journey. Finding inner peace is not about perfection. Finding inner peace is not about perfection. It is about showing up for ourselves, even on days when it feels hard. Some days, we may wake up feeling lighter, while other days can feel heavy with worries. This ebb and flow is part of being human. When we sit quietly with our thoughts, we might notice a mix of emotions. Some thoughts can feel overwhelming, while others may bring a sense of calm. Accepting this mix is part of the journey. It is okay to feel both anxious and peaceful at the same time. In those quiet moments, we can learn to appreciate the small things. The warmth of sunlight, the sound of rain, or even the taste of our favorite food can bring a sense of grounding. These simple pleasures remind us that peace can be found in everyday life. Yet even during these moments, self-doubt can creep in. We may wonder if we are doing enough to find peace. It is easy to think that we should be further along in our journey. But each step we take is valid, even if it feels small. Discipline in finding peace often means being patient with ourselves. It means understanding that discomfort will come and go. We may not always feel calm, and that is okay. What matters is how we respond to those feelings. When we notice our thoughts drifting, we can gently bring our focus back. This act of returning can feel difficult, but it is also a practice of self-compassion. Each time we choose to be present, we are taking a step toward understanding ourselves better. Life can often feel chaotic. Responsibilities can weigh us down, and it may seem impossible to find stillness. Yet in those moments of busyness, we can pause and take a breath. This pause, however brief, can create space for clarity. Sometimes, we may find peace in connection with others. A simple conversation or a shared laugh can remind us that we are not alone. These interactions can be a source of calm amid the noise of life. They help us feel more anchored in the present. But just as quickly as these moments of peace can arrive, they can also fade. This is a natural part of life. Accepting that peace is not a constant state can help us manage our expectations. It teaches us to appreciate the calm when it comes. Finding inner peace is a journey filled with ups and downs. There will be days when it feels more accessible and others when it feels distant. Each experience contributes to our understanding of ourselves. Each moment of struggle can lead to growth. As we continue on this path, we learn to be gentle with ourselves. We accept that it is okay to feel discomfort. We understand that finding peace is not about rushing to the finish line. It is about allowing ourselves to experience life fully. In the end, the journey toward inner peace is about learning to navigate the complexities of life. It is about embracing both the calm and the chaos. Each breath we take can be a reminder that we are here, in this moment. And in that presence, we may find the quiet strength to face whatever comes our way.